a Rhino file here that I have open. There's obviously, Joe mentioned that RhinoCAM versus VisualCAD are geared to two different environments. The VisualCAD is more geared towards the shop floor, the CNC operator who may be working with the engineer's geometry. So VisualCAD is geared towards the ability to draw the required geometry that you might need to contain your toolpaths. Also, VisualCAD is primarily used to bring, as Joe mentioned, to bring data in. So we typically, VisualCAD is not used for actual, design. It's geared more towards drawing.
Hey, Don, do you want me to jump in? Let me take this topic.
Sure.
So yeah, VisualCAD, what we see is VisualCAD is a shop floor system. So we're targeting VisualCAD to more of the simpler geometry machining processes. So when I say that, it's typically, DXF files, users are bringing in DXF files. Maybe they're running a laser cutter, 2D machining, flame cutting, things of that sort. It's ideally suited for something like that. And then all the functions that we have in VisualCAD, the CAD functions, allow you to create geometry from a machinist perspective. You're not really modeling things. So, you're not taking an engineering drawing, a 3D complex engineering, drawing like piston or something like that, and then trying to model that in VisualCAD. I mean, that's not the purpose of VisualCAD. VisualCAD functions are enabled and are available to the programmer, to the CAM programmer from a CAM, to create geometry to help them in the CAM process. That's the way we look at VisualCAD. And then if you really want something more powerful, you really want to do a lot of powerful modeling, and then you are ready, or the more appropriate product for you would be Rhino. That's where you can use the power of Rhino. And then Rhino has additional modeling tools like the API that Rhino has, the modeling API that you can use to automate your modeling process. VisualCAD does not have that. So if you are doing a lot of modeling and a lot of automated modeling, if you're doing a lot of families of parts and parametric modeling, for instance, Rhino has a component called Grasshopper that you can set up to do parametric modeling. If you wanted to go back and change a parameter and your model needs to be updated, then all of those needs are satisfied by Rhino, using Rhino. You should not be looking at VisualCAD for that. VisualCAD is targeted more for, machinists, simple DXF, DWG, and a little bit of 3D geometry also, creation of 3D geometry and machining as well, as Don is going to be showing. So, all right, Don.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, well, the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to show you the interoperability between VisualCAD and Rhino and other CAD systems that are typically used in the engineering department versus on the shop floor. So we have a really cool utility built into RhinoCAM that allows you to convert your completed CAM drawings with geometry and toolpaths, to allows you to easily get that over into VisualCAD if you need to. And also this conversion is available in our SolidWorks. We used to have a SolidWorks plugin, but if you still have that, you can convert your CAM drawings and CAM operations into VisualCAD. So I'm just going to show you how it's done in Rhino.
Well, hey, Don, I want to jump in. One of the things I want to elaborate a little bit on is this is a situation where you have a CAD system in your engineering department, for instance, and then you have a machining department. And what the engineer is doing is actually giving geometry or creating geometry and then giving it for machining. And this is a situation where you could have VisualCAD CAM in the machining department or in the shop floor, and then the Rhino or SolidWorks as your main CAD system. And then when you want to transmit the geometry over to VisualCAD CAM, there's a button inside of the CAM product in either of these systems that allow you to do it. Excuse me. Thank you.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is actually show you that conversion utility. If you load up the mill module, okay, and you've already completed the programming of your part, as you can see on the screen here, you can move this over to VisualCAD for the shop floor people to actually to program it or to review the G code or the toolpaths that you've created and work with them further. So if you go up here to the program tab in the RhinoCAM machining browser, you just go to the utilities button right there, drop that down, and there's a menu item called export to VCP, and you will see the same button in your VisualCAM for SolidWorks. If you look at the add-ins tab in SolidWorks, locate your VisualCAD CAM menus, and you'll see this export to VCP there. So we're just going to run it, and we're just going to give it a name. And I had already done one. Let's go here. I'm just going to overwrite that. Okay, so now once I do that, we're just going to minimize Rhino, or we could just go ahead and open up VisualCAD CAM. So as Joe mentioned, the primary methods of getting geometry into VisualCAD CAM is we have a lot of powerful CAD translators that you can open both 3D models and two-dimensional geometry. But let's go ahead for now and open up that VisualCAD file that was converted from RhinoCAM. So we're just going to go open, and we're going to look at.
So the key difference here that is that we actually create a VisualCAD file from these utilities that Don was showing you, that button convert to VCP file. So there's no translation. We're actually writing to the native file of VisualCAD. So that's an important distinction.
Okay, and so here is the file that we just created, converted from Rhino. As you can see, all the geometry came in, the toolpaths. Okay, so this is typically pretty much an exact replica of what you had in RhinoCAM as far as the CAM geometry and the CAM toolpaths. Okay,